Frost the Death Knight. I call it the easiest, most simple class/spec combination in World of Warcraft, no matter the expansion. Mists of Pandaria, probably the most complex and complicated the class design has ever been, but Frost DK somehow is still a really simple class to play, and yet it's pretty effective. Especially Mists of Pandaria is actually one of those expansions where I'd call Frost DKs viable. It's still like Unholy DKs usually have the upper hand in most fights, and that's the spec you'll be playing mostly if you're the hardcore PvPer. But I actually really enjoy playing Frost DK, not just for its simplicity, but real good visuals. You know, looking super cool with Remorseless Winter, doing big hits with your Obliterates, your Frost Strikes, and that's essentially your entire rotation. You can use Necrotic Strikes, especially if you're playing with one two-hander and you're not playing with dual-wield one-handers. Keeping your dots up, which is super simple through Howling Blast, Plague Strike, and basically ignoring everything else, popping your Pillar of Frost and your Trinket for burst. Not having much crowd control to take care of, so you don't have to track your diminishing returns or anything, because all you can do is essentially Asphyxiate Stun, Remorseless Winter Stun if you're running the talent, or you could Strangulate if you're not using Asphyxiate but instead Chillblains or Death's Advance. Really good class for BGs, especially for Chillblains. A bunch of different playstyles, also with Desecrated Ground if you want to have that extra trinket. Conversion, kind of similar to Warrior's second wind, but this one is usable whenever you want to. It costs you runic power and costs you quite a bit, but then restoring 3% of maximum health every 1 second, that sounds pretty good. You can of course combine that with Blood Presence for extra defensive. An Anti-Magic Shell is a staple among Death Knights. Icebound Fortitude is still in the game. Dark Simulacrum, since Cataclysm copying enemy spells. And if that's not enough, use Anti-Magic Zone talent. Purgatory, if you suck and you need that safe passive. So even if you suck and you should have died, you actually don't die and you can still get healed by someone and keep fighting. Or Lichborn, not a bad talent either. Not so good for Frost, since Death Glows don't do as much damage / healing as they would with Unholy, but good for fear prevention and all these things as well. But Frost is mainly about that big burst damage on single target, and also really good on AoE target, Howling Blast, and then Death Grip. Don't forget about that. If you're in a battleground, you are the kill caller, you're gripping the people that you want to kill. As far as a tier, I would probably put it in like a B tier. Let's say there's S and A tier above. This would be B tier. Still decent, still viable. Not amazing though, and there's a lot more overpowered classes and specs in the game. But if you're a beginner, or if you like the playstyle manly with big weapon and big hits, go ahead and play Frost DK like I do. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, share. See you in Mists of Pandaria.